Hello everybody, welcome to episode 60 of Two Left Thumbs, your source of weekly gaming news and updates. In this week's episode we'll be talking about Splinter Cell teasers, clans coming to PubG, Red Dead launch issues, Outer Worlds hitting the Switch. You also have all the weekly deals across all gaming platforms for you. I'm Static Oz. Joined with me as usual is Grey Aussie Gamer and Deaf Puppies. What's going on, dudes?
Not much, man. Not much. Death Stranding is what's going on.
The Strand.
Yeah.
The Stranding.
I'm still PC-less. Still. It's been over a month. Help.
Yes, but
I've been good though, aside from that.
by this
I've been
time he's
alright.
just like a broken puddle. laying on the
I've
floor.
given up on life. I'm just like, I go out there and I just sit there and stare where my computer used to be and just cry a little bit. Just a little tear rolls down my cheek.
So how much sunlight have you seen in the last few weeks?
Still minimal. There's
Still
a
minimal
console
because
out,
you're
still.
too.
Yeah.
It's still minimal because you're staring at that spot.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd been good. I finished Outer Worlds. I got through my first playthrough.
Nice.
It was good. It was good. My ending was
All done. Nice
it was
work.
okay. It was alright. We did okay. Didn't destroy the universe, so that was the main goal. And then I played Afterparty, which I haven't finished yet, but I've started playing it,
Ooh.
which is fun. I mean,
Talk
funny.
to us.
So it's made by the guys that did Oxenfree, so it's very much in the
Yep.
same kind of vein where it's a lot of just walking around having conversations with people. There's like a few mini games kind of tossed in as well with certain people, like a boss mechanic ish kind of thing. But the whole premise is these two people, Lola and Milo, have died, and they've woken up in hell, and there's the only way to get out is to beat Satan in a drinking contest.
Hell yeah.
And
Hell
so what
yeah,
you
I
have to
remember
do is you have to work your way around hell. You have to meet all these other demons. You have to challenge other demons to other challenges as well. And you just kind of walk your way around. You have these conversations, and it's so well written. It's so fucking funny, and the voice acting is on point. But just like shit has me laughing all the time. It's fucking great. And then throughout the whole game, there's a drinking mechanic as well. So what happens is it's hell, right? And everywhere's littered with bars, and the whole thing is that torturing people is a 9 to 5 job. So when 5 o'clock hits and everyone clocks off, everyone, like humans, demons, everyone goes to the pubs and drinks.
Yeah, right.
So you go into these bars, and
I'm liking
each
this.
bar has a few different drinks, right? So they're all like really weirdly named. They're hellish. They've got blood and piss and urine and God knows what else in them. They're really fucked up drinks when you actually read the descriptions. But each one has a certain effect on your conversations. So if there's one that's like liquid courage and it makes you more confident. There's one that you just start turning everything sexual. There's another one that turns you into to a pirate, and all you speak is pirate. And you can use these if you drink them at the right time. Like a little thing comes up, you drink them. It will give you a third dialogue option to choose from,
Right.
and that will affect how people interact with you as well. Like, so there's a part where you play beer pong with somebody, and you can like just sledge them as a pirate or start trying to seduce them to put them off their shot. But it's
Nice.
really fun, man. It's good.
I like
I
it.
like
That's
it.
cool, man. That's a unique
Yeah.
game. That
It-
sounds
it's-
interesting.
It's really fun. I just love it for the characters in the world, though. It's fantastic. We may it's on Game Pass, but it's only about 3 or 4 hours. I think I'm almost done with it.
Short one, eh? Short
Nice.
Yeah, it's
one.
good.
What about yourself, Gray? What have you been up to? Surprise us.
Mate.
Surprise us all with what you've been up to.
It has all been Death Stranding. This whole fucking since release, I've got so much to talk about on this, man. It is insane.
So
What a game.
rumor has it you lost a day of your life and you didn't eat.
I did. It was ridiculous. Like
Yeah,
I
right.
got so involved in it and just so laser focused on what I was doing. Like, I don't know the effect it has to pull you into the game like that and not let you go.
I found that I've only played 2 hours, right? And I found that at the end of that 2 hours, my mouth was dry as shit because it was open the whole time. I'm just dumbfounded, just staring at the screen, just like, what even is going on right now?
Those first 2 hours. So I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone. So if you're playing, it's totally fine. I won't go through story beats or anything like that. But yeah, those first 2 hours, very punches you right in the face. It's like quite cinematic how they do that. I love Kojima's work. He does such a good job, man. Like, it's just handcrafted, the entire thing.
Yeah,
you don't see that. It's rare to see that level of detail and care put into every game. Like
I found it was very hard to. I found it was very hard to find a spot to put it down too. I'm like, I've got to go to bed. Where do I stop? Where do I put it down? Like it, because you could just keep going. You literally just keep on going.
Mate,
it's so seamless.
You're fucked. What you're about to go, like what you're doing now? That's the tutorial level. It's not even a tutorial. It's just that's exposition. Just handing you the story, trying to get you kind of caught up. He's very good at the game's very good at kind of overwhelming you a bit, as in it just enough. Hey, yeah, dumps it a lot onto you, but it gives you enough just to kind of grasp it, and you're still asking questions to yourself. You're like, fuck, how does that, like, does that do that? And all these other questions flow through your head, and then they just drip it to you a little bit more, and it's just, and I am now about 45 hours in, hasn't stopped.
Hell, dude. That's some work.
Has not stopped.
Okay, how many days ago was this released?
Friday.
You have a problem, sir.
I know.
Can we? I'm calling your significant other, and I'm having them remove the game from the household. I need a break.
Pretty much. This was all planned ahead. So
I haven't played this, nor will I ever get to it anytime soon if I ever do. So for those who aren't playing it, talk us through what it is, because given that the kind of promotion around this game, no one really knew quite what it was. So tell us, what is it about?
It is extremely hard to articulate what this game is.
I couldn't even begin to.
Because it's so different and it's so unique. So to put it in a gamey perspective, to say the beats that you'll go through is what the game will actually get you to do, is you are doing those deliveries. Like, you want to boil it all the way down, you are a delivery man, effectively. But that is, it's really hard. It is so well done and so well executed that you don't feel like it's just another component in a massive cog. It is huge. Everything that works together here. So it's more about exploring this world and what's happened in it. And inventory management is a big one. And I've found it just in a lot of games. I don't like inventory management. Not crazy amounts. This one does it so well. For some weird reason, I enjoy picking out my fucking deliveries, looking at your map, where you've got to go, the terrain you have to cover. Are you going to experience time fall in that? Are you going to run into BTs, mules, all this other shit? How are you going to deliver it? Do you have to get a vehicle? Is it going to be too heavy to carry, etc., etc.? There's so many different things, and that's before you've left the menu.
Jesus Christ.
You are in the menu going through that. I mean, you don't have to. You can skip all that and just grab it and go and kind of wing it your own way. Just totally fine. It works sometimes. But, man, that's just before you've left the menu. And then off you go. And you just start. And it's minimal UI. Empty world. There's not much in it, like, apart from the environment. And the environment is it's your guide and it's your enemy. So it's both. So it helps you and it hinders you a lot, depending on how much time and effort you've put into your inventory prior to leaving and how much effort you put in planning where you got to go. And that's not even getting into the whole building aspect of this game, which there's a huge building aspect. which Static you wouldn't have run into just yet.
Not yet, no.
It'll be coming up soon. You'll get introduced into, and I mean, you can build so much stuff. I'm not going to tell you some of the end of it. Like, I'm not even that far into the game. 45 hours sounds long. I'm still in chapter 3. There's 14 chapters.
Have you been going through and doing all the side stuff as you go though?
I've been doing nearly everything, man. I've just, like I said, I have not lost time to a game like this since Skyrim. I would say Skyrim was the only other one like this that really pulled me into its world. This one is just, it's the same. It's so hard. It's the tactile feeling of holding that controller and playing it is undescribable until you do it. Everyone who looks at this game sees a delivery game. Like, there's nothing in the open world. You're literally picking up boxes and taking them from A to B.
Yeah, it wouldn't be super easy to watch.
No,
I did watch some on some streams for like an hour or so, and I was like, okay, this is like
it's the worst.
It's not a good watching game.
No, it's terrible. And I read an article yesterday from Kojima. They did someone did an interview with him, and he's like him and his team, obviously, and Sony fully expected this massive range of review scores and unknowns, and the game is the best game ever, the game is the worst game ever. Like, they fully expected it. They weren't like, this is going to be, it's not Metal Gear where it's a known IP. This is a brand new IP. So they fully prepared and planned for that, which I guess is what else are you going to do? You have to, because they also mentioned how hard it is to actually market this game, which you guys have seen. You can't.
Yeah, it was like difficult to kind of get the message across.
Yeah, you can't watch a fucking live stream of it because it just looks boring. It is boring.
Here's the thing, though. Would you like, because they were claiming this is a new genre, right? I was just reminded by chat. Thank you. Would you call it that?
Yes, 100%. I asked the same question today on Twitter, and I had good talks. And it is for me. This is the more I think about it, and that's another thing this game does, man. Most games, pick anything, whatever. Last of Us, Call of Duty, all these other games, I'll play them. Awesome, enjoy the moment, turn it off. All right, that's it. Go to bed. Don't think. This one, man, I'll turn it off and sit there and be like, fuck, should I have done that? Or what the hell does this mean? Like, you're constantly thinking about it. So is this a new genre of game? Yes, but not in the way you might think. People assume, like, well, people think when you say a new genre, it's like first person shooter or a battle royale, like as a new genre, which it is. This one, its new genre that it implements is its social strand system.
Okay. So I've heard a little bit. Talk us through it.
So doing the deliveries and all that, that's not new. There's nothing new there. Open world, there's nothing new there. The way he tells the story is nothing new. The UI, how he handles the UI, you could, it's not new, but it's definitely the best I've ever come across. But yeah, the strand system is where this game really separates itself. So I'm going to try my best to convey this to you so you understand. There are moments in this game that if you weren't playing online, this game would be brutal, like incredibly difficult. Putting this online, it connects everyone together. Oops. So everyone gets connected. Everyone connects to their chiral network as you go through. So as you go through, you're linking up the network nodes. That's the main beat of the game, what you got to try and do. Your first time getting to a node, you're offline, effectively. You got no help. So the game does make you appreciate what it's like to do the terrain on foot, carrying larger loads or, fighting up against the BTs and stuff like that. So it does push you down there. But then once you activate it, you go online. And that's where the strand system kicks in. So it pretty much connects. I'm not too sure how on the network how it actually works, but it just connects random people.
It's I think it's friends list and regional. I think it goes.
It's got nothing to do with your friends list.
Oh,
man,
does it?
I'm telling you. No, I can't find anyone on my friends list. You can't add them. Nothing. It is random, which I like. I think it is better to have it this way because
have you run into like the same person's constructs?
So that's what it does. So once you see someone's, the game logs that in its system, and then you can. It's not really a spoiler. As you level up Sam, there's a bridge part, which is the online section that you're leveling up as well. So it's your connection bond, your bond strength to others around you. When you level up that to a certain point, you can then create you forge a connection with another player, and that bond goes everywhere. So you'll see their stuff in game more. You can interact. You can request materials from each other, and you help each other out. Like you both go to build this bloody highway to get through a whole section of the map to make it a lot easier. Stuff like that. So that's where the strand system comes in, and it is freaking genius how this works. It is so well executed. It is not in your face. You don't see other avatars in the game. You see signs similar to Dark Souls. So Dark Souls, you can print a sign on the ground with a message or whatnot. This is very similar to that in one part. So you can put helpful tips down, I guess. Like they're just like little holograms. Like you can put down one for an anchor point, or go this way 100 meters to find this secret cave, or whatever, something like that. There's heaps to pick from. Then the other part is the building side of it. So there's quite a fair bit to be built. I won't go through all of them at all because there's a lot, but it'll spoil some of it. So stuff like bridges and highways, they've been shown off in trailers and that. They're some of the beefier ones, and that takes a lot of effort, a collective effort from a lot of people to contribute materials, because you just don't have the raw materials at where you are in your part. So you need everyone to kind of help out. You can get all the materials eventually. You do enough contracts and stuff like that, you'll collect all the stuff you need. But again, it's that tactile feeling of holding the controller and the first time going through, and you get to your destination, and the feeling of relief when you drop that thing off, it's just like, fuck, that was like full on. Like you got there and you understood the little adventure you get on. Then you go back, because you got to go back and say you're taking another delivery, and you're like, hang on, I'll grab all this metal and ceramics and shit. I'll lug that back to help someone else out, and I'll build this bridge over this part that, was super difficult to get through. And you do that, and it's this weird feeling, man. I don't know. It's just like helping people out. And then obviously that pops up in other people's worlds, so everyone can utilize it. And there's like a like system, like an upvote system type thing, where people can like your structure, I guess, and that feeds back to your character. So I can't explain why without spoiling it either. There's a reason why the likes are in the game.
It's one of the things. It's like one of the bigger at the moment. It's one of the bigger mysteries to me. Like, what is this about?
Well, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but there is a reason. But it's a real world reason as well. So you don't even have to play the game. You can just look it up. You'll find it. Yeah, the answer is. But
Strider asked in chat just real quick. Is this playable offline at all, or do you have to be online for it?
No, you can 100% play offline. Fuck, it'd be hard. It'd be so hard. An example of why it'd be more difficult. So I'm playing the game on hard. I don't know what it actually does, the scale-wise. There's easy, normal, and hard. I'm not too sure what it does, because combat is only about 10% of the game. I assume it's just making my character harder to fucking control, because he gets the wobbles pretty good if I'm being stupid with him. But you can do it offline. So an example, many of examples I've got of this is cart something from A, you got to get to B. You start to get quite a few body augmentations that you can equip and take with you, and it enhances you a lot more, and you can do a lot more different stuff in the game. Again, I'm not going to tell you what it is because it'll spoil it, but there's take it from me, there's some cool shit that you get to do later on. But you'll be getting there and you might get 3/4 of the way and your power dies, your battery. You've got to then unequip the thing that's just died off you and then lug everything you've got to where you've got to go. And you're just hoping that there's no time fall show up. That means the BTs show up and they're a pain in the ass to deal with, especially early. But if you're online, you might be doing that same trek, and obviously someone else has run into the same issue. They've got to that point and they've put a generator down. They brought materials to put a generator down, and that recharges you, and then you continue on. You didn't have to build it.
Right.
Interesting.
That's a super fine example. It gets crazy. Some of the stuff you can do and what people build. It's cool.
So definitely worth a look for those who are semi-curious.
It's worth a look for everyone, but the issue is I understand the game. I understand some people won't like it. Fully get that. It can be not for everyone. Just as like any game can be not for everyone. It's really hard though to express that. If you go into this game with the mindset of this is just a delivery sim, you're not going to get anything out of it at all. It's just going to be shit to you. So, but if you go into this game with a kind of an open mind, it will blow you away. And that something so simplistic is so well executed and so well done. Yeah, everyone needs to try this game. And now that I've got this much time into it, I hate all those reviews, man, that gave it 6s, 4s, 2s, 1s. That is insane. Not because of bias towards the game, but regardless, man, I don't like Mario, but I know that is a 10 out of 10 game, that it is just pure excellence for what it's done and what it is. This game is up there with that. Like, it is that good, and it needs to be played. But it's hard because you can't watch it because it's boring.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
If you're going to try and watch a stream to see someone play it to make your mind up, you're going to watch it and go, no, I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally watched a couple, and I just got like a super. What was it? I got almost like a No Man's Sky vibe off it. I was like, okay. This wasn't what I was thinking, and I don't even know what I was thinking about what the game would be, but I kind of got that vibe where you just kind of just wandering around, just stuff out. I'm like, okay. But then as soon as you've got your hands on that controller controlling it all makes sense.
It does. It's hard to explain, and you felt that
tell
already
us
in the first 2 hours.
Tell us about your time with it, Static. You've had less time than Gray has, evidently, but how it went?
A lot less.
Talk to me about it.
Like I was saying, like from watching streams, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get into this. There must be something more to it. I'm watching people sort of fumble around and fall over and fall in water and get washed downstream, and I was like, what even is this? But I thought, you know what, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get into it and just go into it with an open mind. And so far, the 2 hours I've put into it, I've absolutely loved. I haven't really ventured far into it. I'm still only in tutorial. You know, those sort of you know when you're starting off a game and they just give you little bits and pieces, just one at a time, so that you know you can sort of figure out how this bit works and then how this bit works. And essentially, I've just dealt with the BTs for the first time, and sort of how you can deal with them, possibly outrun them, and all that sort of gear.
Tell everyone about the BTs in case people are listening and they don't understand what that is.
Well, I don't even know what you describe them as.
I don't.
They're essentially the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they I don't know what their problem is, but they want to get hold of you. So.
From what I've worked out, they are the dead. They're in the afterlife. But so gameplay wise, what they do is you can't see them in game. Only your BB can, which is your little baby. That's why they exist. That's why they have them.
Yep.
You can. It's a blinker pretty much as your BB. So he will go nuts when one of these things is close, and if they grab you, they'll pull you down where you will have to fight a mini boss effectively. But yeah, it's pretty much playing hot and cold with them.
Yeah,
because they'll move around in a kind of a set area, and you've got to sneak and stealth your way through it. But yeah, no, I remember the first time. That is tense. It's tense now still. It is. Yeah. I hate it. Like, it gives me the creeps, man. The sounds they make.
One thing I really, really liked about it was the music. How good is the music in that game?
I can't even begin to describe, man, how good it is. And you wait till
I've heard good things about the music. I've also heard it's causing issues with YouTube videos because it's all licensed.
Yeah, I think they've actually, like, when I installed it, because I went and grabbed a physical copy. When I installed it, I then came back to play it, and I had an update. And I remembered seeing on Twitter someone was having a getting into a workaround inside the game so that they can get around that licensing issue. And what it looks like is happening now is they're actually putting, when a song starts, they're actually putting they're actually crediting the artist.
Yeah, they
on screen. They're crediting the artist, which I thought was a really nice touch. I could see many people would probably get pissed off about, like, why do I need to see this in my game? But it definitely makes sense. Maybe that should be an option they put in. I don't know. That
though, what you're saying there, that's a Kojima thing. He does that every game. Metal Gear. Whenever a music piece comes on, he'll bring up the band and credit.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, he's done that for quite a while. But the music, man, and it hits at some incredible times. Like, the timing is perfect. The timing is just insane because the game looks so good. It looks crispy good, man. Had they got that decimal engine working so good, which is the Horizon Zero Dawn engine. It's the same one that did that. Man, it looks good. Because it's so solitary, you're out there just by yourself, dragging your stuff around, and then the music cues in, and it does it so well.
Yep.
You'll get more of it coming up. Like, yeah. I haven't worked out how to trigger it, but I think it's just random.
Yeah, and another thing I found myself doing a lot was holding my breath. When the BTs are around, the first thing you see them do is everybody covers their mouth so that they're not breathing. They stop breathing. I found myself holding my breath every time you heard BTs around, or you even thought of them. Like, you're just holding your breath. It was crazy, man.
They're fucking terrifying. So hang on, I can talk about one part now, actually, now that I know what you're up to. So you understand the necrosis that happens to the bodies in the game?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So for anyone who doesn't know, this game is very anti-killing people, and it really hits home why Kojima and that don't want you shooting people. So when someone dies in the Death Stranding universe, they get necrosis, and it's pretty much their body imploding, and it will create a BT. So they've got to be burnt. Pretty much, I think that's the only way they can get rid of it.
Cremated.
Yeah. So anyway, further along down the game, you do get access to weapons. You can kill people, and if you do, it will blow up in your game world, creating a crater, and affects your world. So if you've got buildings there, blows them up. So if you kill people in the game, you can either leave it and let it destroy your world, or you got to pick them up and cart them all the way back to that. Yeah, fucking far that incinerator is, man.
Is that the...
Holy...
No more.
Jesus.
No more.
So that track is it?
Mate,
wow.
A bad boy's halfway across America.
So
we're turning the Earth into the moon. Craters everywhere. Let's fucking go.
So if you're going to kill someone, you got to drag them back to the incinerator yourself. That's well, I hadn't even thought of that yet.
Necrosis happens.
Hadn't thought of weapons. Hadn't thought of anything like that yet. So
yeah,
that's crazy.
There is definitely combat for people that are wondering. Yeah, it is there.
I get this. I'm killing everyone and leaving craters in a mass everywhere in my wake, and just gonna build bridges over them.
But and because of timefall, so timefall is when it rains in the game, it accelerates time for whatever it touches. So if you put your hand in it and your hand gets wet, you will age instantly. But that is also a game mechanic, and how they and how Consumer Productions use that to refix the planet, like refix the world. Otherwise, everyone could just bomb it with leave bodies everywhere and blow it up. But timefall happens, and it like changes it back to what it was.
Yeah,
It's
right.
That's
it
really
is an
cheeky.
awesome concept, man. It is so well done. Everything in there is meticulous in this fucking game.
Yeah. Nice.
I could talk for hours on it. So.
Right. We'll move on. I'm back, by the way. Hi, how are you? It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Sonny, what have you been up to the last couple of weeks, man? We haven't talked to you in a while. You've been busy and trying not to die from heat exhaustion. So
the heat exhaustion thing, that was fun. There was that was a thing. Didn't die, obviously, still here. I've finished off Breakpoint. Well, the story. I finished the story of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I actually really enjoyed the story. Again, the game is buggy as shit. It's, we've all heard the issues with the game. There's a lot of them. But the story I found was really cool. Unfortunately, the cutscenes and the voice acting was pretty fucking horrendous. But
oh no,
the story was really cool. The history of that world, like the world that they put together for this game, is fucking amazing. I'm so glad that they went the way they did in this one and got away from like a real place and went and just put everything in this fictional world where they could just go nuts and do whatever they wanted with the story. Like this world feels lived in when you're going around it. You're picking up, just by going around and collecting information and just little tidbits here and there that don't really relate to the story of the game, but they give you the backstory of the island that you're on. I found was really cool. So there's little things like that now. I've kind of gone, oh, what happened here? So now I've kind of got to go and chase a little trail back to find out exactly what happened, like back in the Cold War, before sort of before the island became inhabited essentially by Skeltech and all that sort of gear. So it's really cool. They also have like a battle tier system, so it's kind of like battle rewards, but what that does, it's again a tiered system. It goes from 1 to 49, and right up at 49 you get like a nomad skin, but it is essentially you're doing like faction missions daily to sort of get up to this tier, so it's a way to keep you coming back and give you that replayability, which I find is really cool. So hopefully.
Do you think they'll keep? If you were sitting in Ubisoft's headquarters right now, and you had the choice to take the RPG to the next one, to the next Ghost Recon, or drop it completely and go full more realistic shooter, what option would you take?
So I can't remember if we've actually spoken about this, but I would go, as much as I don't like it in the game, I would go that more survivalist sort of aspect. That sort of, because that's what they've always gone for with their Ghost Recon, is that sort of strategic, like military simulation sort of thing. So
yeah, 100%.
I find as much as I don't really enjoy it, it ties more in with that aspect rather than the RPG elements and that tiered loot system like the Division. I'd like to see them get rid of that. And I mean, they put out a survey. They got an overwhelming response for that, which is really good. And all of these questions were asked. You know what I mean? What would you rather have in this game? And the way a lot of it was structured, they kind of know the way they want it to go, and the way and it seems the way, like I guess the more of the hardcore community would want it to go. Yeah, they've kind of got that idea. I guess they just wanted to try something different this time around, and it didn't really work for them, like at all. So yeah, hopefully, given a little bit of time, they can turn it around and actually turn it into something really good, like they ended up doing with Wildlands. Yeah, so fingers crossed, a little bit of time. I'll stick in with the sort of the that tiered reward system, because it gives you something to play for, gives you replayability, and
Yeah.
I've actually met, because I started with Wildlands. I played on Xbox. To give a little bit of backstory, I went with PlayStation purely because I was sort of given. Xbox ended up inside. The kids have got that now, and a lot more of my Destiny clan are on PS4 anyway. So I grabbed it on PS4. I found one person in the Destiny clan that played it sporadically. So
Right.
what I've ended up doing now is just approaching people in that social space, you know what I mean? So as much as I was against that to start with, that social space is now serving a purpose. Because you could, like you would in Destiny, you can go up and inspect a player and go, okay, they've done this and they've got this, got this title, or they've got this gear. So I'll just send them a message. Look, how'd you get this? Where'd you get it from? Are you able to show us quickly, or something like that? And I found a couple of people that are happy enough to sort of help you smash through those battle rewards. So,
That's good.
Yeah,
I mean, Ubisoft did.
Yeah, so obviously, like the higher tier players, the higher level players, are the ones that are going to hang around and do it. So you're not approaching people that are like gear level 30 or whatever. Like, you're going to the guys that are 230 and up, because anything above like 210, you're literally stepping up in like one increment. So essentially everything's to say 210 before you're getting gear that's 211. Then everything's 211 before you're getting gear that's 212, and so on and so forth. So it takes a long time to get from you get to like 180 real quick, but it takes a long time to get from that 210 to 250. So
yeah, okay.
So the people that are up there above that, they've been playing a long time. Like they've spent the hours in it. So
grinding that shit out.
Yeah. Which it's really cool to see. Like, normally in a social area, I'll probably see like 5 or 6 dudes that have been doing that. So it's good to see that it still has that player base, even with all its issues.
Yeah. Hopefully they stick with it.
Yeah. Well, I think there will be, because I think there's something I posted in our Discord. I'm not sure if you saw it, Static. They're working on like a mini series.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I'm keen to have a look.
There's a 5-part comic book mini series about the kind of everything that happened before this game. So there's a bit of a prequel to everything that happened.
Yeah, a bit of an in-between with Wildlands and this one, because for anyone that doesn't know, like, you start off with, essentially you start with the same team. Like, you start with like a team of 32, you end up solitary. But in that group of 32 ghosts that go to this island, you start with the team that you had in Wildlands. And at the end of Wildlands, they introduced Cole Walker. So it's sort of, and there's a lot of cutscenes that go back to that time in between as well, where you're interacting with him. So yeah, it'd be really cool to see what happened in that interim between the two. Apart from that, jumped into some some Resident Evil 2 Revelations, the episodic sort of horror game that they brought out. They got episode 1 done in a night. That was a lot of fun. We did that with Black Rage. She crapped her pants most of the night, which was hilarious. Yeah, that was really cool. I got that done, and that's pretty much been it. Been working a lot, been to car shows and all that sort of gear, getting sunburnt, getting heat stroke, getting all that sort of fun stuff. So, and now I'm here. I'm alive.
Awesome.
Good to have you back in the hosting chair.
I don't know. You guys nailed it. You guys did good. I was proud.
Yeah.
Thanks,
man. It's not as good as you doing it. We need to never leave this again.
They were very short, and I'm like, you know what? That's great. Let's just do short ones from now on. This one's not going to be that. We're at We're 42 minutes now. We haven't even got into the freebies yet. So let's do that, shall we?
Yeah, sounds good.
More Death Stranding. All right, so we get into PSN. We have the freebies on PSN are Neo and Outlast 2. We have Deal of the Week is Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $39.95, and our PSN deals are Sinking City for $33.97 and Greedfall for $54.55. I know I picked these out because I know one of us has played both of these. Actually, one of us probably all of them, actually.
I did 2 reviews. I did a review on Sinking City and Greedfall.
I know.
Sinking City shit.
So don't get that.
Don't buy it. No.
And
that's a shame.
Yeah.
And Greedfall is on the other end. It's fucking fantastic. So.
And Odyssey's on the same par as Greedfall. It's fucking fantastic. There's a whole lot of game there.
There's a
I
whole
still
lot.
haven't gone back and finished it. One day I'll go back and finish the rest of the DLC. Maybe one day.
All right, we'll jump over to Xbox. Weird Games with Gold. They're not so weird this week, are they? Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, and Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. Deals with Gold, we have The Surge 2 and Anaximia. The Surge 2, I think it was Dan that got right into The Surge, wasn't it? Did you get into that, Gray? Or
The first one, yeah. They sent me a code for the review. This one, I just didn't have enough fucking time. It is.
I've heard pretty good things about it though.
Yeah. It's very dark. It's sci-fi Dark Souls. If you had to put a tagline to it.
Yep.
It's very well done.
Over to the Switch, we have PC Building Simulator, $20. Actually, did I give prices for Surge and Anaximia? I didn't, did I? Yeah, the Surge 2 is $68. I don't think I did. In case I did, sorry, but we're going through them again. Surge 2 is $68 and Anaximia is $4 over on Deals with Gold. On the Switch, we have PC Building Simulator for $20 and Gris for $15. Puppies, you got something on Gris? Or was it just one you grabbed?
One of those. It was really. It's a gorgeous puzzle platformer.
Right.
Very much kind of in the style of, is it Journey? I think it was.
Journey.
Yeah. So it's very much in the same style of that. It's beautiful, like watercolor kind of art throughout. That's kind of the whole style of the game. It's very flowy. Quite a good play. $15. I'd definitely get that.
Nice.
Worth picking up if you've got the time for it. And on the Switch too. Platformers seem to do really well on the Switch. There seems to be lots of them too. Which is weird because the Joy-Cons aren't fantastic.
They're really not, are they?
No, but there's all these really good platformers there. It's like, what is this?
$5, man. Go get the little nub extenders.
Yeah,
much better.
Yeah, I got them. All right, and over on the Epic Store, Stormy, I know you're keen for this one. We have Nuclear Throne and Ruiner. I've seen Ruiner on I think it was Xbox Game Pass. Have you played that at all?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, I haven't, but it's like it's a top-down kind of shoot everybody in a room kind of deal.
Yeah, right. Okay. Sounds like fun.
Yeah. I'll have to try it out. I've been meaning to for the longest time. It's kind of every time I say, I should play that, check it out, and then I never do.
Yep.
Maybe
I was always the same. I was always just hanging there, like, I'll check that one day, and then don't.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Into news and updates, we have more Splinter Cell teasers. Ubisoft are teasing what very well could be a new game in the stealth action series again. On Ubisoft's Spanish Twitter account, the company posted a tweet that translated to English and said, "It is necessary to understand the darkness in order to face it," and an image of Sam Fisher wearing his night vision goggles. This could be a tweet about remaster or remake, but Ubisoft isn't quite as prone to the remasters as many other publishers.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Every time there's a Splinter Cell leak, I just put it in here because it makes me happy.
Yeah.
I reckon this is bullshit.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I swear to God, if I don't have a new Splinter Cell in the next 5 years, I'm gonna fucking riot and burn Ubisoft to the ground personally.
I am 100%. I love Splinter Cell, man. It is a cracker of a fucking franchise. But it's Ubisoft. They just had their big, ginormous recall on fucking all their games and whatnot. So I don't think we're going to be seeing one anytime soon. And then we've also got it's the end of the generation. Like there's no way you're going to be releasing.
Oh no!
I mean, you could probably go toe to toe. Yeah. Well, I understand if it's next gen, but why the hell would they? I don't. I seen this tweet and I don't know why, but I read it in Homer Simpson's voice when he speaks Spanish for some reason. Why would you?
Because this is like the
It's
third or
weird.
fourth time they've teased something from an official Ubisoft channel in like the last year and a half. It just kind of keeps like, it's like, hey, we still have this. And then there was like the giant cock tease that was the one in Ghost Recon, where they had the DLC. That made me upset real bad. And then then there was one of the producers said something about working on Twitter about working with someone on the new Splinter Cell game, and then nothing came from that. And then there was that weird mobile game that had Sam Fisher in it, and that was, I don't even know what the fuck that was. And now this, I'm just Ubisoft, please stop pulling on my heartstrings. It's just not fair.
I tell you what though, there's one. If they do come, whenever they do, surely this game's coming back at some stage.
Yeah.
When it does, I swear, if they go full fucking Ubisoft on it and stick it in an open world with waypoints and hay barrel and all this shit that I don't fucking want in there, I'm gonna be annoyed. This needs to be just a single player linear game. Like, just make it really well done.
Like the same way they've done it. You go into a level and there's like, all right, here's your level, and it's all open, and you can go wherever the fuck you want. You go to this segment and you're all right, get this done. However the fuck you want. Here are some options. Figure it out.
Yeah, that's it. End scene.
Love that shit.
We're done. Here's the next level. Hit the button to start. Give me that. No open world shit, please.
No. No social. I swear to God, if there's a social hub, I'll also riot and burn Ubisoft to the ground. It's like multiple Sam Fishers. Like, hi, how you doing? I'm Sam.
Hi.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
Side note, you can do that. You do that in Death Stranding. You push the touchpad and he'll go, hi, Sam. He'll just yell out, is anyone there? If there's someone around, you hear that in your game. It's fucking weird, but it's there. You be walking around and you just hear, hi, Sam. You're like, what? Then you push it back. He's like, hello. Anyway, moving on. I got that game on the brain.
Yep. All right. Clans coming to PubG with PubG's update 5.1 deployed in it and enabling players to insta-kill opponents with a carefully aimed frying pan. Data miners have been shuffling behind the scenes and discovered that the Battle Royale's mobile clan system might be making its way to PC and console. According to the data mine, the clan system isn't free. Exactly as you'll need was a 5,000 BP, PUBG's in-game currency, to set one up. Clan names will be limited to from 2 to 15 characters, while the shortened tag doesn't offer much choice with only 2 to 4 characters. It's believed there will be a 20 member limit, which might be why there's also a dedicated section for recruits and resumes. It's also thought clans may be linked to the upcoming ranked mode, as there's no clan label for the leaderboard. Meh. Fear factor?
That's cool. I mean, I think they're bringing this in for like competitive leaderboard and stuff. So they've got like groups, and so that way, if you have, you have a larger group of people that you rotate through and play, you can work together to kind of rank up those leaderboards and stuff as well, and also help each other get shinies and shit. Well, not shinies, but just extra gear that you get from the fucking drops and stuff. But that's cool. I mean, it's good to see they're still improving it.
Yeah, I guess they've fucking got enough money.
Look, this week was real hard to find stuff, okay? It's a tough week.
Yeah, cool, I guess. Yep.
But yeah,
next.
That's all right.
Swiftly moving on.
Yeah.
Next, please.
Red Dead launch issues. Red Dead Redemption 2 finally launched on PC this week, but much like the escapades of the game's gunslingers, things haven't gone quite according to plan. Players have reported a raft of problems, including issues with the launcher, freezing, and recurring crashes. The usual go-to fixes for these sort of hiccups, updating graphics drivers and disabling antivirus software, for example, haven't done a whole bunch to remedy matters. As such, Rockstar announced a new update for its games launcher. That's not helped either, with scores of players taking to Twitter to complain that they're still unable to play the game despite following Rockstar's troubleshooting guide to the letter.
It's bad. It's
Yeah.
real bad.
Really,
It's
really
really
fucking
bad. Like there are still people today. Like this launched last week was it? PC launch last week. People still haven't been able to play the fucking game.
That's pretty bad.
And they're like, oh yeah, just like change around the BIOS on your PC, which is, I mean, it's doable, but it's not something you should do on a whim for a fucking game.
Yeah, no thanks.
It's
Rockstar just shit, man. This is fucking GTA had the same issues as well, didn't it? At launch, it had its fucking launcher,
no,
man.
not
It's
this
just
bad.
no.
When they did the launcher.
The launcher for it, it's just I don't know why it just fucks around. And man, could you imagine dropping $100 on this game and you're still waiting now to play it because they couldn't get their software right, or you got to jump through 8 million hoops? Like it's just this is the thing that you just copy this here. This is the reason why consoles exist. It is the easy plug and play method.
Yeah, PC launches have always like there's a lot
shit.
of like rocky PC launches. I think it was WoW had a really nasty one as well. Like
that was servers though.
That was servers.
Like
yeah,
a billion people trying to play. I mean, there's not much you can do really.
but yeah, like stuff like this.
That's in-house troubleshooting.
Yeah,
Isn't it? Like let's get a computer in, open up our launcher. Oh, game doesn't load. Oh fuck.
Oh no,
Fix
fuck
that.
it. It's fine.
Put it out. Get it out there.
Put it out. It's done.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it later. Fix it in post.
I've seen gameplay though of it. Holy Christ, does it look good? It looks real good.
Pretty. I mean, I'm not gonna go and
insane.
buy it again because I already have it on console. I'm not gonna go buy it again for extra prettiness, which is.
You'd have to be a lunatic
characteristic
or
for me.
just really, really love it to go buy it again, like from console
Yeah.
to PC.
I find it so odd they're releasing it so late now on PC.
Yeah, if it had been like a couple of months, it'd be whatever. But this is a long fucking time.
A month maybe would have been okay. After that, you've sort of drawn it out. I don't know. It's so odd that it's so long ago.
Well,
and now you're having problems with it. Like,
So that's the thing. Going by what we're seeing now, it barely would have worked a month after fucking the initial release anyway.
it probably didn't
Well, don't
exist.
forget, this did get delayed. The Red Dead got delayed initially for the console launch because they were not getting, they were struggling to polish it up. It must have just been issues putting this onto PC, porting it over, because there's no, it's third party. There's no agreements or anything in place for exclusivity to console.
I know there was people finding a fix by changing one of the files so it read as a GTA file and it worked fine, which is super weird and super janky. But it's not the hardware of the game itself, it's the launcher. It has to be.
Yeah, it is the launcher. They've already said it is. That's why, because I don't know.
It's strange.
It's definitely not a game I'm going back to.
No.
We have Outer Worlds hitting the Switch. Take-Two Interactive told investors during its earnings call the space RPG would be out on the Switch within the first 3 months of 2020. The publisher's chairman and CEO, Strauss Zelnick, also confirmed it was happy with how the Outer Worlds has been performing, but won't disclose numbers. It's outperforming our expectations handily. Got amazing reviews. We're super excited about it, but it's very, very early. So as we learn more, we'll disclose more, Zelnick said. What do you guys think about it on the Switch? Is it a Switch game?
Yeah, totally could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not
that demanding.
No, and it's not super. Like, I mean, it can be super combat heavy, but it can also not be.
Yeah, and plus you've got the slowdown mechanic as well. You can slow down time, and just aiming would be, No, this will work fine handheld.
This will work fine. This will be good.
Yeah, it'd probably be a really good title on the Switch. You'd probably expect it if it runs okay.
It'd be like it's like having Skyrim on the Switch or The Witcher. Yeah. It's one of those open world games. You can just kind of walk about the house and do other things while just like traveling with one hand. And when you get there, you pick it up and off you go and do your thing.
It's funny they don't give out sales numbers though.
Yeah. I found that strange.
Well, it's got to do with Game Pass because they don't release sales.
Probably.
Microsoft.
Yeah, a lot of the sales will be on Game Pass. That things get kind of janky with how the numbers work for that.
But is it a sale on Game Pass?
Yeah, it would be.
So every time, if it gets How does
So
that
it'd be a download, right?
Yeah, it'd be a download. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't,
So surely you'd be able to gauge numbers that way, like downloads from Game Pass, surely.
you kind of equivalent a download to a sale kind of
That's
thing.
also
It's
that's
weird.
also how do you do that? Because you're only paying 1/5 of the price of the actual full game, so it's not like the developers can go.
I dare
"Ching,
say
we've made
Microsoft would
60
be.
bucks."
There'd be a deal with Microsoft where they go, all right, so
Yeah.
for every download you get this. So maybe not be full price.
But they're
might
owned by
be
Microsoft now.
Well, in that case, maybe Microsoft just doesn't give a shit.
Obsidian's owned by them, so
Just charge the PlayStation players. It's fine.
yeah.
I'm the
I've
Switch
had it
players.
sold extremely well on PlayStation, so that's a good.
Oh, really? That's good.
Dan as well. Dan couldn't find a physical copy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've not seen a physical copy in store.
Yeah, that's weird.
that is weird. Anyone, let us know if you've seen physical copies
Yeah.
of Outer Worlds. Let us know. Show us photos on Twitter. Just like tweet at us
There
and
has
show
to
us
be
photos of like physical copies. We need to find one for Dan so we can play it. We're on a hunt. Has to be for PlayStation though. Xbox doesn't count because you've got Game Pass.
Yep.
Go hunt.
Yep. All right, dudes, let's wrap it up, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do it.
We happy? We're done?
More Death Stranding to play.
Right, this has been your weekly episode of Death Stranding cast. We'll see you guys
right.
next week. Yep.
There'll be more next week as well with fucking Star Wars.
I'm so scared.
How many hours have you got in it now? 600. Just lived and breathed it.
Yeah.
What's
Right.
an hour? Is time
Yeah.
relative?
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
All right, Gray, who are you? Where are you?
Great.
All that
Aussie
stuff.
a gamer over on Twitter and YouTube's.
Puppies?
Deft Puppies. You can find me. Twitter. Mixer. Deft_puppies.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
And I am Static Oz. You'll find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I would say Facebook, but I copped shit last time for that, so I'm not going to do that anymore. You'll also find the podcast.
Did you Arnie give it? What are you doing?
You'll also find a podcast on Twitter at @left_pod. You can catch us live on Twitch and Mixer. Generally 9 p.m. I don't even know why we say this bit anymore. It hardly even counts, but 9 to 9:30 ish Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time every Sunday night on Twitch and Mixer at twitch.tv/staticoz and mixer.com/deft_puppies. Right, dudes, thank you so much for hanging out, watching. Appreciate the shit out of every single one of you. We'll catch you next week.
Bye-bye, people.